Hello, everybody. Uh, I know it's not as early, really, but at least we're not too late. Uh, Sorry about that. We been trying to get things started. So I started my new job Friday, and I'm working Wednesdays through. Uh, get things started. So, like I said, I started the new job Friday. I'm working 7 to 3. My work week will now be Wednesday through Sunday. So it's 5 days a week instead of four. But I get off every day at 3. We got Mac Daddy coming up. Hello, Mac Daddy. How you doing?
Hey, Larry, how you been?
Not too
Welcome to
bad.
your new job, I guess. How's things going with it? It's a new beginning.
Pretty good. Like I said, the hours I'm working 5 instead of 4 days. But outside of that, uh, it's pretty good. It pays better. It's a little farther drive, but it's well worth it because the pay is better.
And you got
So,
international bankers hours.
well, I don't know about that, but
I'm
we're.
just trying to put a smile spin on it for you.
Oh no, I like it. I mean, I was not doing much at my last post. I'm even doing less now. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it, and they're paying me more. I mean, hey, what can I say?
How's the rain been up there?
Uh, we got pretty heavy rain the other day. On Thursday, it came down in buckets. I was
Oh, I
was
seen
doing
that.
my I did my laundry and I got soaked to the bone.
It's
Uh,
raining heavy here right now. It's raining cats and dogs.
yeah,
You know how I know? I
you
just
got cats
stepped
in
in.
the house?
No, I just stepped in a poodle.
Yeah, I stepped in the poodle. Thursday, it went up above my ankles, and that's at the drain. I mean, just coming down so hard, the drain couldn't get rid of all of it.
Yeah, I seen that.
And well, no, that was a different day,
Oh,
and so yeah, it was bad that day too. But
we've been pretty lucky here. We missed a
well,
lot of it.
what
Hey,
happened with me is I got off work on Thursday. It was my last day at the old job, and instead of going and doing my laundry right away, which if I'd done that, I wouldn't have got wet. But I took an hour to sit down and relax. And by the way, Dan says hi.
yes,
And
hi everybody. I said hello everybody, and I gave you a big send off. Larry,
I saw that. But
the Electric Larry Show with our gracious host, Electric Larry. Welcome to the show.
huh,
We're doing really big things here today, like Ed Sullivan. You know.
I'm just trying to say hi to everybody. I like to actually say hi to each and every person. I can't always do that, but I try. And I was in ABCM's live stream just a little bit ago, and I had to hit the CR, and so that's what caused me to be late. So we just want to. Anybody else wants to come up? You're more than welcome to come up. I was half expecting to see Retro. I guess today's his birthday. I thought he'd want to come in and come up, but we'll see. Hello, Ben. How you doing, sir?
Wow, we just did a 10-degree temperature drop here in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they're calling for another storm tomorrow. I don't know what time. It's been storming here off and on. Like today, it didn't storm. Last night, like I said, it stormed, but it was late last. It was late Thursday night. Friday night it came down. It even had lightning. It was raining when I
Hi
was
guys.
following Dan's channel. Hello, Dan. I saw that one. He did the mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It cut all the flesh.
That's
But
pretty funny.
did you notice that I am commenting in your channel with my
Uh-oh.
Ninja
Uh-oh.
channel?
That must be me. That must be me. All right. Hey, here you go, Mac Daddy. La 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 Larry. La 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 Larry.
But hey, see Alexis, how you doing? I didn't see you come in until just now.
You know, I caught a short here on the on Facebook about property for sale in Bohol. If anybody's looking, a lady's got all
What
kinds of lots,
what the heck happened there? There we go.
and
I must have hit a wrong button somewhere.
she has residential and highway frontage commercial stuff. Very reasonable prices.
There are some reasonable prices in certain areas, but other areas are going to cost you some money.
Well, Bohol's kind of like building up, and the real estate values have been doing very good. They're going up and up,
Oh yeah,
and
if
like all
you,
over the Philippines.
the thing is, now I can't do it, but Dan can because he's married to Minnie. They can do it. The thing is, if you believe the real estate's going to go a lot higher, if you can, you buy some real estate, hold on to it, and sell it later.
Oh, yeah, that's the way.
Yeah, you can make a profit that way if you believe it's going to go up more. Like I said, I can't do it. I could buy a condo, I guess, but right now that's not going to happen.
Well, you could buy real estate, but you got to put it under lease with an agreement of sale, and then when you sell it, you roll out of your lease and assign the sale listing. There's ways you can do it, but you
But
can't technically own it.
no, you can't. You can't own it.
But you
Like I said, you
can,
can own condos.
but
You
you
could
can
actually
have
you could
a,
actually own a house, but you can't own the property it sits on.
but you can have a lease with the right to purchase,
Yeah,
which is just like ownership.
but like I said, yeah, it does limit it. But yeah,
Because that allows you to assign the buyer.
like I said, if I was going to buy it, would be a condo because, like I said, I'm an apartment dweller. A condo is nothing but an apartment that you own. I mean, that's all a condo is. It's an apartment you own. You pay the upkeep, which that means if anything goes wrong, that they're supposed to fix it. The building maintenance people are. At least here in the states, that's the way it works. And so
My
that would be too bad. I would just as soon rent because let's say you get there and you decide you don't like the place for whatever reason. I mean, if you bought it, then now you got to find somebody to rent it or sell it to, which ties up your money or ties you up for a little longer. If you're renting, once your lease is done, you can go.
my friend did a great deal in Florida years ago.
Yeah,
He bought a hotel that was selling out as condos, and when you weren't using it, they could rent your room, and you'd split like kind of the fee with the hotel.
yeah.
He bought them for like 7,000 a piece. He bought like 5 or 6 of them, and then somebody came along and bought the whole deal, and it's down to Jimmy Buffett Casino in Davie, Florida, on the beach, and he made a ton of money.
Yeah. Now, how you doing, Dan? You're not very talkative today.
Oh, something weird's going on here on Google. Google or YouTube kicked me out of the chat and says I have to sign in. It says my password has been leaked, and it's all very fishy.
Yeah,
Not
It's
good.
all very fishy.
yeah. Now, I don't know if you heard me. I've been watching your videos. I haven't gone all the way back. I probably won't on my Ninja channel.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna rename my Ninja channel tomorrow. I don't like that Triple Life. I don't like that name, so I'm gonna change it. I was gonna change it today, but it wouldn't let me do it today because it said 2 weeks. Well, today was 2 weeks, but I guess they mean a day after 2 weeks. So they told me I could change it tomorrow, but I couldn't do it today.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And so if I can do it the same name I used today, it'll have lazy at the start of it, but it won't be Lazy Larry. It'll be Lazy A, Lazy dash A dash, you know. So you can figure out what the A stands for.
Yeah, Tobias. Oh, Tobias is saying that he prefers to rent instead of own. I kind of am a fan of renting, but one of the pitfalls, of course, is that rents are going up, 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 and up. They're not going down, that's for sure.
And you never get rent back.
No, you never get the rent back, but until you decide where you really want to live, you really don't want to buy.
Well, rent's short term and ownership's long term. If you look
Yeah.
at it that way.
As I said, I mean, but you're going to rent until, like, Dan knows I want to go to Cebu. All right. But what happens if I don't like it? I mean, signing a year's lease is one thing because, you got a place that you can travel like Dan. I could take off, go to Manila, I can go over to Dumaguete, I can go up to Iloilo. Uh, but that gives me a home base. But if I turn out I don't like it, I don't want to keep that as my home base. I want a place that I'm going to be happier at. And that means, one of these places I go visit, if I like that, then I'll do the same thing there. I'll find a long-term rent
You sound
and see how I
more like
like it.
you sound more like extended stay, where you can go in, stay while you're staying. They
Yeah.
have a closet to put your stuff in storage. When
Oh,
you
yeah.
go on like your little hiatus and come
Listen,
back, it'll cost you less.
like I said, that's what I said. Right now, when you first go over, you have to look at it as a extended stay because you don't know if you're going to like the place.
Yeah, that's true.
And you got to, and it might just be the location you may not like. You might like. I know when I say location, I'm talking about the apartment where it's located at. You don't like the building. You don't like your neighbors. Uh, you may love the area because right now where Dan's place is in Cebu, if I had to guess, I would say I would love it, but that don't mean I will.
That's true. You would, though.
I think I would. I really do. I mean,
You would. It's a nice place. I mean,
well, I like the sound of your location. I
yeah,
like the idea of being. I like the idea of being able to walk to a coffee shop,
yeah,
to the mall.
yeah.
I'm not
Very
saying I'm going
nice.
to do it every day. I mean, I
Yeah,
may take a vehicle there because to keep from sweating, so when you get there, you don't stink up the place, and then
Don't
walk
ever
home.
sweat, perspire.
No, I sweat. But anyway, so that's what what I'm looking at, and like I said,
Well,
we're
Dennis,
looking.
you
Dennis
want
saying here that renting is fine by me. I hope I have a house, but there are lots of expenses. Yeah, the house really doesn't. It doesn't really kill me, but man, I'm telling you, it gets boring here in Bye Bye City after about 3 weeks. 3 weeks is about the max that I can take, and then I got to get the hell out of Dodge, And so there's my confession.
Well, it
Like I
sounds
said,
like you want the metro conveniences like Larry.
Yeah,
well,
I want.
like
I want.
yeah, he does. Go ahead.
I'm a little country and a little bit rock and roll, and so once I get my fill of the province, and the country life, I'm ready to go back to the
The
big
country's
city.
a nice place to visit. I wouldn't want
Yeah,
to live there.
but you
That's
need home base for when disaster strikes,
yeah.
and
Uh,
disaster may be coming our way.
like I said, for me, uh, I'm a small city boy. That was the way I was raised. But I've lived in cities, like San Diego, which is a few million people. I lived up by Seattle. I didn't live in Seattle. Lived in Tacoma for about a month or so in the Navy, but
Hey,
I
you
was
know
on board for
something?
every
You
day.
know what looks kind of interesting? I think we're going to go there. Vagabond Awake did that video on mobile. I mean, that was surprisingly, nice. It was a nice video, caught my attention. I think that's also where Exotic Filipina hung out for a little while. I think she's back in Cebu, but I'm not sure because I don't keep up. But Vagabond Awake and his girlfriend, they did the cost of living breakdown. And man, I didn't know that you could live so inexpensively on a white sandy beach for $300 a month rent and all the trimmings. His budget video that he posted shows under $900 per month to live in that fine community mobile.
Well, you're talking about Exotic Filipina?
I'm talking about Vagabond Awake, and
Okay,
it reminded me that for a while Exotic Filipina and her intended were working on some kind of resort there for a while, but I don't know all the details.
Yeah, she had a bed and breakfast or B&B for a while, but the pandemic kind of hurt that. This was back. This is a couple of years ago. And so she had to move back out to the province for a while. Now, I think she moved back in, but I haven't followed her for a while, so I really don't know.
Yeah, well, I didn't know she was a businesswoman like that. I didn't know.
She was running a place and was running it, and she was renting rooms out. And like I said, this is back just before the pandemic. And when that hit, it really, slowed customers. So she couldn't keep up the rent or her payments or whatever it was. I don't know if she was buying it or renting it. So she had to give that up, and she moved back out to the province.
Tobias is surprising me with his comment saying that Mobile is one of the 5 cheapest places to live in the Philippines. I had no idea.
I didn't know it was one of the 5 cheapest places. But that's where Exotic Filipina lived.
Who lives there?
Filipina.
She did live there.
That's where she had that business at.
Yeah, I think the business is no longer. I think that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think she's in the city now.
No. But,
I think she's hanging around up the street from where we have our apartment. I think that she's in that. What do they call it? That same area that of somewhere down where the circle is.
Barangay?
Fuente Circle?
Yeah, down Puente, something like that. I'm not sure, but it looks familiar to me.
Now Ed says, Tobias, is cheap always better? It depends there, Ed. You want to go expensive enough that you're happy, but cheap enough that you got more money to spend. And it also depends on your budget. Now, I'm a poor boy. I'm going to look for something like where Dan's living right now. I don't want a house because, where Dan's living, and I'm talking about in Cebu, not in Bye-Bye, but where Dan's living, it doesn't cost that much to have somebody come in and clean your place once a week, or twice a week, and that's something I would want. Hey, Retro's coming up.
I recommend it.
Happy birthday, Retro! How you doing?
Doing good.
Now today's your birthday, right?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Thank you, Dave. And I think we're celebrating my birthday this weekend. So
I know it was this weekend. Is it today or tomorrow? Today's the 15th.
Yeah, my birthday is the 20th. Mom told me we're gonna probably just celebrate it this weekend because she works on the week.
Oh, you're celebrating it this weekend. Okay.
Yeah, because Mom works on the day that I have my birthday. So.
Yeah. Well, my sister and they always celebrate her granddaughter birthday on a weekend, whether it's that weekend or not.
Oh yeah, Dan, I top yours. You know what I bought for my prop today?
Oh,
race gun.
Oh, that's cool. Where'd you get that? That's cool. I want one of those.
That's a fart gun, my dude. Fart
Is it?
boom gun. Oh, that's cool. I also
That
got
Denny was
a,
wearing that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. That finally, I was able to get a video to take off, after a couple of missteps.
yeah.
That one took off, did it? I'm glad to hear it.
To
That was
answer
Yeah.
fun.
to answer
Yeah.
your question, Dan, I got this at the thrift.
Wow. What does it do? Does it make sound?
Yeah, it's a fart gun.
Oh,
It's even
I
got
love
lights.
it. I
It's even
love
got
it.
lights.
Hey Timmy, how you doing, Timmy?
That's fun.
Timmy
Who's here?
Stories is here.
I also got a 2003 Homer Simpson.
Hey, what happened? What happened? Where's Retro?
Oh, somehow this thing keeps doing this to me. I keep. Retro. There you are, Retro. Sorry. I did
Is
something
that a
wrong.
bottle opener? What's that?
It's a talking bottle opener from 2003. See, there's the date. And it's a bottle opener from 2003. I do not know what company made this, but I'm gonna probably get put some batteries in this, and I don't know. Maybe I can. It depends on what batteries it takes. If it takes the right kind of batteries, I could salvage the batteries from this to test this. So.
Val Don, how you doing, sir?
Very cool.
Hey, did anybody see that they dropped the airfares down for the Philippines again?
Yeah, I'm buying.
Hold on, guys. My Graham's talking. What, Graham?
You can now
It's only
fly round trip from
And
I can open it
667
myself if you want.
For how much?
under $800 round trip
Oh,
to LAX.
$667.
my
How
Graham's
much?
$667.
My Graham's gonna take care of this situation with the bottle.
Yeah,
opener,
what the
so-
heck?
Airline
That's
fares are going down all across the board. Even
That's
domestic.
out of LaGuardia in New York.
I'll have to check it out.
Maybe I'll fly.
I'm a firm believer it'll go down even more.
My wife had been talking about maybe we'll want to fly through Dubai into New York City and then fly down to Florida to see the kids and then come across the US of A to LAX, after seeing the kids in Florida.
Dubai's a good way to go. It's a little cheaper if you're flying to Incheon, Korea.
Hmm.
And if you're only going to do a layover, it's a nice
Remember,
airport to have a
somebody told
layover.
me that Cebu Airlines
LV.
LV. You have a Dirty Dancing?
cassette tape.
Wow. That's got to be worth money.
Oh no, I'm playing on my Walkman. I don't sell cassettes. And the deal of a lifetime. You guys know how I play PC games?
Hey,
A
JD's here.
a bag full, almost to the brim of retro PC games
Wow.
for $2.
Do you have a retro PC to play them?
I mean, some of the games will not work, but there's a good chance that a lot of the games will run on the PC. I just did a ROM test with one of the games through Internet Archive,
Hey,
and
JG, if you want to come up, come up.
and it worked on here. So just have to get an actual ROM that'll run on here through disk or to live stream it. So and that Dirty Dancing thing, the fart gun, the bag of PC games, and that bottle opener today. I also bought a lottery ticket. Did not win.
What does the bottle opener say?
I don't know. I haven't tested it yet. We haven't
Wow.
tested it. Since I should say
Does
that.
it say drink me? Drink me? Does it say eat me? What does it say?
Yeah, it's Homer Simpson. It probably talks about Duff beer.
Or it says no.
I sort of remember something like that. I sort of remember.
Let me Google what is from. I can probably get some.
Well, while you're
recent-
doing that, give me a second here.
What? I'm doing
Guys,
myself.
Tobias is saying the round trip from Chicago is 635.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. You couldn't get me to
That's
buy
ASAP tickets.
ASAP. I don't trust those guys.
I I had a good week. I found a coin that I misplaced. I now
That
have
penny? That penny?
I now have two of them.
Okay.
I have two 1837 Coronet large cents, and they're both for sale.
Uh,
Hand
JG,
struck in the city of Philadelphia.
I have a Dunkin' Donuts dolly, an actual blow up doll.
That
Hey,
could be fun.
don't make me tell you where you blow up the doll from. That would be a viral video if you saw me do that.
You sure it wouldn't be banned video?
Probably would be banned. Hey, I've never met a good munchkin that I didn't think was very, very tasty. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, like I said, the
And
job
no, I'm not into midget wrestling. I'm more into midget bowling.
Oh, that's been banned.
All right. I looked it up. It's definitely not a McDonald's or Burger King commercial thing. It's just a normal toy bottle opener. So
You know, I did some research on my coins. My coins are pre-oil.
it's a,
Slavery was still legal. The United States only had passenger rail for 7 years. It's kind of cool. The country,
go ahead. Go
the
ahead, Baghdadi.
country was less than 50 years old. Um, they're handmade out of English copper, hand cut and hand struck. They only made 5 million coins in like 30 years. 5 million pennies.
Now,
Starbucks. Oh yeah, I read about that.
Dan, Tobias
Yeah.
says he agrees with you. Starlux is really nice. They're only 2 years old and only fly from LAX.
Yeah,
That's
I've
why.
been
That's
looking
why
at
he
it.
chose them, and it's like
Yeah,
that's 750. That includes his flight to LAX.
I didn't know Starlux was an option, but I think I saw a blurb on it somewhere.
Starbucks has an airline?
It's called Starlux.
Oh,
Starlux.
Starlux. I'm sorry. I thought
It's a startup. I
Starbucks.
think it's a startup. Yeah.
He said they're only 2 years old. But like I said, yeah, it's getting to the point where it's almost back to pre-pandemic prices. And
Well, this is also booking 90 days in advance. You're booking into the fall, the slower
Well,
season.
I think the big deal here is the economy is stressed right now. The economy is
That's
starting
it.
to tank, and the cracks are showing.
well, also the airlines they're realizing that real high price. Yeah, they made a short-term profit, but then pretty soon nobody's flying.
Well,
Well,
it's also the off season.
Dan, you also brought up the fact that the economy's is starting to show some cracks.
Yeah.
Used car prices in the last month have fallen 10% at the auctions. They can't sell new vehicles. Who's going to pay anywhere from 50 to 100,000 for a pickup truck in America?
Not me.
No,
Nah, it's crazy times, and the car dealers are putting like $3,000 to $7,000 on top of the list price and think they can still get it.
No, it ain't gonna happen. Here in the Philippines, they're getting ready to import a Chinese electric car. That is
Okay.
going to be the retail price on the car with I think it's about I can't remember the range, but I remember it being perfect for Bye City anyway, and for Cebu. Come to think of it,
this was
something like 5,000, something
Yeah, I was
like
going
that.
to say they're only like they got one they want to bring into the United States for like 7,500. You can just imagine that other
Yeah.
2,500 is just freight to get it here.
Right.
now retro. What does that thing say?
Well, my grandma was just talking about this. It's not a Burger King product or a McDonald's product. This was actually designed by Matt Groening
Who does
for,
the Simpsons?
for Fox, and this
Yeah.
was designed by him.
Ah, that's got to be worth money. Matt Groening?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's got to be worth money.
it's not an official signature. It's a kind of like a marker brand.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you go on eBay? Did you go on eBay, see how much they're getting for them?
Let me quickly Google that.
I wonder what my coins are worth.
That'd be the large pennies would be worth some money.
186
Now, how much I
years
would
old.
I couldn't tell you because I'm not a coin collector. There's a old stamp out on the ground out there. I was going to try to pick up, but it stuck to the ground. The 13-cent stamp. I bet you that if that was in good shape, it'd be worth more than 13. I won't say it's worth a lot of money, but it's been a while since a stamp was 13 cents.
I had a Lafayette block of 4 I sold.
But like I said, I'm just. JG said something about $2. I don't know what he's talking about, whether it's your penny or his thing or the stamp. I have no
The
clue.
stamp's probably worth about $2. The penny's worth anywhere from, I can guess, like 30 in poor shape to 150 in mint shape. Mine
Tim is saying
very
that's
fine.
cool, Tim. That's cool. He met Matt Groening when he was in Korea.
Oh wow, that is cool.
Yeah. Is he a little dude? Is he a little dude, a little cartoon character that looks like Bart Simpson?
Flanders. Yeah, he probably looks like Flanders or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Ned Flanders.
I'm going to get my hair whacked. It's getting too long. Nope.
Today's haircut day for me.
Oh, I got to get mine done. Mine's going crazy.
Oh, you look good. You look good, Mac Daddy.
I don't know. I got these long sideburns. Got to go there.
People wouldn't recognize you if you cut your hair off and your beard and all that.
Ah, my beard's got
Tim
to
says
go.
no, he's not small.
Okay. So, guys,
Silver Eagles, Tobias.
unfortunately, I
They're
can't give you a
Silver Eagles. No. You just buy regular silver, dude. Buy regular
got
silver
another
coins,
one.
not the Silver Eagles. You won't get the premium back when you go to sell them.
What?
They just don't. They just don't. They just don't value. You just don't get the premium. You don't get the spot back
I
when you
meant to
sell
go
them.
back what they blended in.
What? The copper pennies?
No, the Silver Eagles. The 1 ounce. I'm talking about the 1 ounce Silver Eagles.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Yeah, it's better to buy the Canadian maple leaf.
Did you see what Deval Don said?
What do you say?
He said the cashier said, "Strip down, facing me." By the time I realized she meant the debit card, it was too late.
Yeah, I've made that mistake several times.
Okay. Dan, Mac Daddy, and Lazy Larry Lee. I have the update for this, but it's not going to be an exact match to this, but a lot of these are similar prices. For one of these in a blue version, because they don't have one listed as a red version right now, and they don't have one listed loose as a red version or a blue version. They have a blue one in packaging, sealed, and it's from 2004, the one I'm looking at, similar, and it goes for about $15 with about $5.
Damn, that's pretty good.
That's if this is packaged. Now, looking at the other one, I see that's loose, and it's the Three Stooges. Let's see if it's the same year. Oh man, where is that? I know I saw it. Oh, here it is. Three Stooges bottle opener. It's the same similar thing. But it could be similar to this. But A Stooges one, if it were the Three Stooges, is about $13.68 on eBay. That's the only one that's listed.
Yeah, you got to be careful on the silver bars, also, Tobias. You
And
don't want to.
and the
Yeah,
shipping.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Retro,
is
retro. You're
Huh.
killing me. How much is it again for the bottle cap opener?
If it's packaged.
No, unpackaged. He's got one unpackaged, he said.
Yeah, well, unpackaged isn't going to be as worth as much as the package.
Yeah, but his is unpackaged, so he's comparing what his would be worth.
Well, the only one that's unpackaged on here that's similar to this and same branding almost is the Three Stooges ball opener. It's the same design and everything, just with Three Stooges and it's white. It goes, the one I'm looking at goes for $13.68, almost $14. And that's the Three Stooges. So this could be worth between 12 to 11.
Hey, JG, that Yankees bottle opener, I'll take it off your hands if you give me $10. I'll take it if you
XRP
pay
at
me 10.
0.72. Give out, Don, man. We got to run for the hills right now. We got to hunker down because the dollar is in a free fall right now. And the Fed is buying up debt like crazy. And so you know what's coming next. You know what's coming next. Start growing. Start growing more pigs because you know what's coming next. I mean, the dollar's in free fall, my friend. You know that.
Diagram.
What's that mean?
It means we're about ready to be broke.
Oh,
You think it's going to fall that much?
It already
No.
has.
How much is it?
Look at this. Look at the peso. Oh wait, let me see. Let me get the graph. Let me see if you can see it. Do you see
What's
that?
the peso?
Do you see the peso tanking right there?
Oh, speaking of the-
54.35. That's not bad.
54.35. It's down. Oh my God. It was close to 56 less than a month ago, my friend.
Hey, Dan, when you first moved over
The
there, it
dollar,
wasn't that
the
high.
Fed. Here's what you have to look at. Here's what people miss, right? You don't look at the Dow. You look at the debt. You look at the debt, not the Dow. Debt, not the Dow. The Fed is buying up the debt in order to hold up the stock market. It's smoke and mirrors right now.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
well, I got one for you too.
Credit
I don't know what
Suisse.
anybody. We talk about travel all the time. To buy a passport, I mean, to get a passport right now, there's a 4-month wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if
you're
you
right
want it
behind,
quicker, it's an extra $60.
And what?
If you want it quicker, the expedited, it's $60, and it takes almost 2 months that way.
Yeah.
Month and a half to 2 months.
Sure,
And if you
Ben.
need,
They'll
if you
print
need
more
to
money.
order your birth certificate in the state of Pennsylvania, unless you can go to the Hall of Records, it's 6 months to get it.
Yeah. Well, if you already have a passport, and if it hasn't been expired or hasn't been expired more than 5 years, you can still renew it without going through everything again.
Yeah, I don't have a passport.
Well,
guys-
I do. I mean, you know,
Buy crypto.
I'm renewing mine right now because it expires in September.
I looked into it. It is 4 months to get one.
Yeah.
$160 if I want the card and the book.
Yeah, but if you just want the book, it's $130, and if you want the expedited, yet another 60 to it. Yeah, and they're saying if you're planning on travel, don't plan on doing it for a while because you got to get that card. And they're taking it takes almost 4 months. And like I said, almost 2 months if you pay for expediting.
Ed is saying the U.S. dollar is down against the yen quite a bit.
Yeah, well,
So
the yen's always been strong against the dollar. Not as strong as it is now, but compared to
we're
the
talking about
peso
double-digit growth, I believe. I believe this is something that hasn't been seen since the Great Depression.
What's that?
So that's why I'm saying grow food, start putting money in your mattress, start buying silver, start doing whatever it is you can to mitigate what's about to happen because my ass is already hurting.
I don't
Like,
think it's going to crash that hard. It's all
well,
going to get
he
down, but
it made in the Philippines, but like I said, it was hovering around 50 pesos to a dollar for a very long time. I expected to get back down around there sometime.
Yeah, but the inflation rate is going crazy. You see, you have the two together. I mean, what you're doing is you're watching the dollar free fall against inflation in the Philippines. So if you're getting 8% and the dollar is crashing 10% against the peso, then it's not 8% inflation. It's a 20% hit. That's what I'm talking about. It's
yeah,
double
but
digit.
maybe that's the Philippines. We're looking at
No,
6.
that's the dollar because we're married to it. The
Yeah, we're
Philippines is
looking at
married to it. There's no currency that's tied any closer to the dollar than the Philippine peso, in my opinion.
6% inflation here right now, and a lot of that has to
They're
do
lying
with,
to you, and you know it.
well, yes and no. I'm talking overall across the board.
No
Part of
way,
the
man.
inflation that we're getting hit with is there's a lot of crop failure going on all over the place. Food prices are skyrocketing, and we all
Uh,
got to eat every day, so that's a
yeah,
hard hit
Yeah,
to
and
take.
that's
gas has
right.
not come back down to where it was. It's still high.
What was that?
Gas is still high
Gas
compared to what
was
it was before.
gas was $1.77 a gallon for 4th of July here.
Hey,
The
Dunkin' Donuts just raised their prices. Just oh my God, it shocked me. I mean, there's the donut indicator that I use. The donut. Listen, the
Well,
donut
Dan,
predicator.
do you know why Dunkin' Donuts went up so much? The cost of flour is up 20% because of the breadbasket of Europe, the Ukraine, has been at war with Russia.
Well, like I said, the gas here was 365. Some places 375. There's a couple places in the 350s, and that's the lowest I've seen in the 350s.
The Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe and the Middle East. And 30% of the wheat of the world comes out of the Ukraine. Not anymore. The Ukraine grows all the cereal grains. They grow the barley.
Yeah,
They grow the pinocchio.
interest hikes are coming, Ed.
Yeah.
On July 26th, 0.25 basis point increase is my prediction, followed by another 0.25 basis point increase to finish us off.
Well, that's a tiny interest rate hike, a quarter point, compared to what they used to bump it.
I think you
I got
said
to
two
tell you
point.
though, for me that's good news because it's going to slow the real estate market down and make it more available for me to buy property in a house. So I could use a little mess in the market. Used car prices dropped 10% last month, and they're going to drop another 10% between now and November.
That's because no one needs a car because there are no jobs, so they're not commuting to work.
Well,
Yeah.
there's more to it than that. They overpriced everything because of the shortage of
The chip
not
shortage.
only the chip shortage, the supply chain shortage and the chips.
Well, nobody's working, so they don't need to commute to work. They're working
We
from
got
home.
everybody's working in the United States more than ever.
Oh, okay. You're buying into that again, huh?
What?
They're service-oriented jobs. They can't support the tax base, my friend. Come on, Mac Daddy. We're not paying the taxes. They're not paying the taxes at $10 an hour that we were. They're not.
We got.
That
I know a guy that was my neighbor. He lost his place because he hadn't been able to get a job and work. He got kicked out. He was a few months behind in his rent.
well,
I
all
mean,
I know is
you got both. You got both. You got some people working and some people.
well, where I live here, and I can only speak for my little world.
That's all we can speak for is where we're at.
Okay, and
Um,
just accept what I'm going to tell you. Johnstown Welding and Fabrication, they make military hardware. Lockheed Martin makes shoulder launch missile systems.
Well,
Uh,
there's a war going on. They're going to be working.
That's my point. Everybody who's manufacturing here is going full bore and can't get enough people.
Yeah.
They're manufacturing Stryker vehicles here. The rod mill down the street's making steel 24/7. There's a lot going on, military and hardware wise, and manufacturing wise, because all that's going on. That has everything around here flowing. The Rust Belt
Damn.
is not so rusty.
Ed, you're scaring me, man. When you
Why?
start talking about your, hey,
What?
yeah, that's what I want to do for a living. I want to make nuclear weapons for F-16s. Ed Denoy is saying bottled water is free in Vegas now, and that's pretty scary. That's scarier than bombs being manufactured.
Why is that?
Means we're running out of water.
Oh, well, that's been going on.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about bombs. We have to worry about not having enough water to drink.
Well, there's a heat dome over the whole United States right now. Climate change is really here like it hasn't been in years.
Tobias is saying there aren't enough people paying payroll tax. That's what I was saying. Because there's a demographic trough. When that occurs, who's holding up the pyramid? So if you want the United States to continue to print money, I'm okay with that. But then we have to pay the piper at some point.
Well, we need a lot more. Or see, it's the good and the bad together with this whole deal, Dan. Like we're saying.
Ed, is Lake Mead filled up with water? I'm just curious.
No, it's not. The level has come up though.
Is it full up?
No.
Well, like I said, Ben was saying, the
Lake
world
Mead
will
will take
never have
3
a
years
water
to
problem, salt problem. Yes, but they got desalination for water plants. If we really start running with water problems, that's what they'll do. They'll start. Of course, that's going to lower the oceans and the seas, but they'll start doing that.
They're recycling sewage water in Florida, the drinking
I
water.
want to back up a moment. I want to back up to a moment to the conversation you guys were having about airfare. We have a difference of opinion as to why airfares are dropping.
Well, they're dropping into the slow season.
They're dropping because nobody is flying. They don't have the money.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it. Well, we just had yes and no, Dan. We just had for 4th of July the largest airfare run in 3 years.
Domestically, that's all they could afford to go is fly from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. They can't fly. They can't afford to fly internationally. Planes are flying empty. They have to do something to fill them up. They have to pay for fuel.
Another thing, Mac Daddy, I agree with you. It was probably the highest in 3 years, but you got to remember a couple of those years, a lot of people weren't traveling because of having to wear a mask even on domestic flights. So they would rather drive and stay closer to home if they were traveling at all.
Well,
because of COVID,
I live in a resort area right now, and the only thing that I see, we're having an okay summer in the resort area, but it ain't filled up. So yes, but right now, every manufacturing plant in this area is screaming.
Yes, we're about ready to start World War III. We're sending F-16s to Ukraine. Nuclear-capable F-16s. Europe has dedicated long-range missiles. Kiss your ass goodbye. It's happening.
I don't think they're going to go to nuclear war.
Of course not, because most of us, we can't even imagine it. Most of us can't even imagine that such an atrocity can ever occur again since Hiroshima.
Well, Dan, here's part of the problem, though. If Russia drops a nuclear weapon into Ukraine, within 24 hours, it's going to be carried back into Russia because that's the way the climate flows.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Russia launching against us.
No, Russia launching against the Ukraine.
Yeah,
If
no,
they
no.
shoot,
I'm talking about us launching against Russia.
I don't think that'll happen.
Okay. All right. I hope it doesn't.
I don't see that happening because right now Russia's on its back. Why would we? Why would we nuke them?
Ed, all I could tell you, Ed, like they were saying, which I agree with, you can, if you wanted to talk about what's going on locally, we're and Edward admitted that I mean, he was nice in that he said he's in a bubble, he's in his own world. He can only speak for what he sees, and then I can only speak for what I see. And so what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a pullback of people spending money everywhere. The
Oh, I see
marketplace,
that.
the marketplace in Bye Bye City Lake, for example, was completely empty yesterday. There was nobody there on shopping day. It scares the hell out of me.
Dan, it's. I'm saying I'm living in a bubble, seeing a lot of people wanting people to work. I also see the inflation, and the wages haven't went up enough. The
Yeah,
wages
the
are
wages are,
stagnant.
well, their service. We're transitioning again into a different economy.
Well, the manufacturing economy that hasn't been here in 30 years is back. And that's my only point. And you're right, it's only
But I
$15 an
can't
hour
go to the
job.
store. But with all due respect, I can't go to the store and buy a bomb. I don't need one.
I know, but we're
I
man.
don't need one. I don't need a surface to air missile launcher. I just don't need one. I
You
got
should
all
see.
that I need.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to tell you though why we're talking about it. You'd be amazed how they got this stuff palletized and
I
ready
only
to
need
go.
I only need one television set and one refrigerator. See,
I
that's what I'm trying
understand,
to explain.
but here's what I'm trying to say. They're manufacturing this stuff and can't get it to the Ukraine quick enough. It's all netted and palleted and sitting at the Johnstown airport every day, flying out by
I'm happy
Hercules
for
to
you and your
McGuire.
little. I'm happy that you're happy in your little world.
I'm not happy in my little world. You're misunderstanding me.
Because manufacturing is going on. You guys are building bombs to destroy the planet.
I'm
I
not
understand
building
that.
anything and I'm not happy. You're
Oh,
misunderstanding what I'm saying.
okay. I'll keep my mouth shut for a minute here.
Well, the only thing I'm saying is the military hardware economy is big here right now. And it's not me, it's everybody all around. But as hot as it is, they can't get enough employees. That's all I'm saying. It's the Rust Belt is too rusty.
A lot
It
of people
doesn't
don't
have
want to
enough
move there.
people anymore. What?
So nobody wants to move there.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Even the immigrants are here. I don't have a line of Mexicans like I had in Philadelphia. And the people that are here are busy, but it's not enough. And they're trying to bring more people in. More people are coming in right now. But it ain't like, a line down the street.
Hey
Raytheon's having
Tim,
a
trust
problem.
me, Tim. Wait. Where are you going, Retro? Are you taking off? Happy birthday, Retro.
Yeah, it's getting late, and I gotta play my slots. I gotta take a break.
Well, take care, man. Enjoy yourself.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
We got another
Thank you,
problem
thank
here,
you, thank you.
Dan.
Yeah.
Do you know what the other problem is?
Yeah.
All the old folks are dying off and their kids left this area.
That was my point though. That was my point. See, the whole thing is that you have a whole 72 million people that all be leaving this planet within the next 15 to 20 years. And then you have the generation, the echo boomers that are going to save us, that have a whole completely different way of looking at the world, and they're stratified. And so you
Well,
have 20 million or 30 million or maybe even 40 million that are going to be the guys that are going to be the men and women that are going to be house buying age, right?
they were
And then
talking about it.
the other 40 million are stratified. They go all
They
the
were
way in age from
They were-
35 to in diapers.
They were talking about it the other day on the television, and I couldn't believe somebody brought it up, and they're exactly right. When we were in high school, they used to have high school dances, and all the guys would go chase the women, and you know what happens after midnight. Today, they don't have all that like they used to, and all the guys are sitting home playing Xbox. They're not out chasing the booty.
Well, they're not interested in doing that, and I don't blame them. I don't see the upside in suffering by having a family. I don't see the upside in that. Most
But
of the
that's-
millennials aren't. They're waiting longer to get married, waiting longer to have children, if they marry at all.
Yes, but the problem is that's affecting our population, and
Of
that's
course,
affecting
we're
who's going to be
dying.
here to pay taxes.
Our population, we're dying. We're in decline. We're not
Well-
as old as Europe. We're not as old as other parts of the country. But I actually have been talking about this a lot in my streams.
I'm going to say I don't know how true it is talking about the guys not being interested anymore.
It's true.
You-
It's
no,
a
no,
good-
no, I'm not talking about that. Just give me a second. But some of it, from what I hear, is due to the women looking. Somebody was saying like let's say you got 50 guys on a dating site, and you got 50 women. About 46 of the women go after 4 guys, and there's 44 girls for the other 46 men. It's just getting to where because they want the 6-pack ab, they want $100,000 a year, and they don't want to settle down. And
After the age of 25, 50% of the decision they made is based on financials.
but I'm just saying though. But if you're a woman and you think that if he doesn't have at least $100,000 a year coming in, and you got all these guys under 25, they're not making anywhere near $100,000.
Hey,
That's gonna make-
KG, I'm like a pit bull with a pork chop, dude.
But I'm just saying though, it's not going to do you. You're looking at that and said, well, she won't even talk to me if I don't make $100,000. I'm making
No, but
50.
it's more than that, Larry. It's more than that. I agree with some of what you're saying, but it's also they're the ones that are the breadwinners of the family in a lot of cases.
In some
It's
cases,
because-
Yes, well, Dan, that's an important point.
We don't have to pay them the kind of money we pay some man. And we have a lot of men out there who they are overpriced. They think that their value. They have an idea.
40% of the women are the principal breadwinner in the middle class family today. They make more than their husband.
Yeah, and for obvious reasons, one reason is because if I'm an employer and I got this egocentric dude over here, and I've got this woman over here who's been acculturated a little bit differently, and I don't have to pay her as much money. I'm hiring the woman.
Well,
I'm
here's
not
another
hiring the
point,
man.
Dan. Dan, the guy who goes to that factory down the street from me and welds all day levels off at $28 an hour. That's the most he's going to make. The girl who goes down the street and does X-ray and CAT scan in the hospital, if she's doing X-ray, she makes like $50,000 a year. If she's doing CAT scan, she makes $90,000. And she's got better benefit package and more time off and everything else. The manufacturing guys aren't making the money, and the women with a little bit of education, a bachelor's degree or better, are making good money in medical.
and another thing I've heard is that more women are going to colleges than men.
Yes, that's true.
I believe that's
They're saying for
True
like
also.
every one guy,
it's
there's
true
like
in
2
the
or 3
Philippines.
women.
I can tell you that. It's true in the Philippines.
My
it's
son's
the same
going to
thing
be an
here in the
auto
States.
mechanic.
Yeah, but
He's
the
gonna
auto
wind up
mechanic
being
won't
an
make
auto
as much
mechanic.
as some of the college graduates. He makes good money, but
You're exactly right, David. It's a 3-ring circus.
Yeah.
The
I saw that.
engagement ring, the wedding ring,
And the suffering.
the suffering.
That's
And then
what-
in 5 years, they're gone, and you start all over again.
Well,
that's
you
what
know-
made that mistake there, Don.
I know a lot of people that are together for a long time where she makes more than he does. But you know who gets to wear the pants in that situation? And a lot of these dudes have to just accept it. It's
Yeah,
going to be
and
the
so
American way. Women are going to have more power in the future.
Oh yeah.
in my opinion, they already do.
Well, they're going
But
to
you
have
see,
even
hey,
more.
but look at all what's changing. You know, remember middle class America was all about, as Deval Don said, it was about union membership. It was about defined retirement programs. It was about living wage. All that stuff has gone away because your living wage is $15 an hour in San Francisco working for McDonald's.
It's not even a living wage.
And when I look, no.
I got one for you that nobody's talking about, the monkey on the wall that's entered the room. You know what that one is?
What?
UPS is going on strike, and it's going to be a
You,
long, ugly
hey,
battle.
UPS and FedEx are the people to watch when the
Well,
economy starts to falter.
now you do know
You look
UPS
at
drivers
Amazon,
are
you look,
Teamsters.
yeah, you
What?
start looking at those guys laying off tens of thousands of people. And that gives you a little bit of a clue that things ain't okay no matter what the government is telling you.
Amazon lays off quarterly every year, and they
Oh
bring
yeah.
them all back in October. But here's the problem: United States UPS, United Parcel Post, is going out, and they're not going to cure this contract anytime soon. They're saying it's going to be a 90-day strike. It's going to affect the world supply chains. So get ready for ugly, and it's
Oh,
going to
hey,
get
by the way, I
ugly
want
all over.
to since you brought up the Amazon thing. So I'm tracking my Amazon package out of LAX, out of LA, and it has cleared customs in the Philippines already, and it has now hit a Dubai by Leyte. So I'll do a video on this, ordering this stuff from Amazon to see how many days it actually takes to get to the Philippines. I had a
2
date,
weeks, 10
but
to
the
12 days
tracker,
probably,
yeah, the tracker,
and
said
and they'll beat
15
it by
days.
2 days.
But within 3 days, the package was already in the Philippines and already had cleared customs in Manila.
Do you know how
I
they get that to go, Dan?
Huh?
If they don't fly it in by jet, which is not the preferred way, they get it into a container within 2-3 days of you ordering it, and they get it fast tracked onto a container ship and then off to the Philippines, which takes
This one you
a
could
week to
track
get
it,
there.
and they flew it out. They flew it out on a jet
Yeah,
if it
well, they
got there
either
in 3
fly
days,
it or
they
they
had
ship
to.
it.
out of LAX. So went
Yeah,
from
They had to
San
fly it if they get there in
Bernardino
3 days.
to LAX to the Philippines, cleared customs in Manila in just a few hours.
Yeah.
And so you know what I'm starting to think, I'm starting to figure it out, that what they do is they get with customs in the Philippines in advance, and they say what items can we ship to the Philippines, and then they go over the items so that they
they
can clear customs really, really fast once
well
they
they
land.
clear it by container. It's pre-inspected leaving the United States, and it comes in air freight cleared by container. The other thing is, if it's say 12 to 14 days to come out of China, Amazon into the United States, it's container fast loaded in China, and it comes in by ship.
Well,
It's unloaded, and here's the other one. It's
here's
unloaded
the
in
thing.
LA, and they throw it in the American mail.
This one came out of San Bernardino, California.
Yep.
So I mean, this is pretty cool because I think that Amazon has realized. And by the way, I'll do a video of it, like I said. But there's a procurement center in IT Park. There's an Amazon call center and procurement center in IT Park.
When I
10
call
from Mamini and I, where we live.
when I call Amazon, Dan, I get the Philippines. I don't talk to anybody else but the Philippines. You used to talk to people in India a little bit, but not anymore. If I call Western Union, I get people in India, people who handle the money.
Now, you're
But
talking
people
about
who handle Amazon is in the Philippines.
when you're talking about Amazon. At work today, I ordered something, and when I got home, it was already there.
That's
It-
4-hour delivery.
Ed, are
And
sex
it
toys
didn't
allowed in the
then.
Philippines? It's a very conservative country, but they have birth control now on the counter at 7-Eleven.
Do
So
they?
maybe I
They
should
do.
take a picture of that because that's something that I haven't seen anybody do a video on.
I didn't think they'd ever do that.
They do.
Is
It's
that
right there on
birth
the counter.
control pills or condoms?
No, they have condoms and they have make it hard pills.
Oh, nice.
Well, I
Yeah,
can understand. I can believe the making hard pills,
yeah.
but condoms, you know.
I think they call it robust or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely, coming about. They have too many unwanted pregnancies.
John says he has 2K followers on Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter account, but I'll join now. Now that I know that Ed is on there.
But yeah, that we're traveling the globe faster and faster all the time, especially everything, all these packages.
Uh, Tobias, it took a lot more than 3 days to get to Cebu. When I was in the Navy, it took almost 3 weeks.
Here's a problem coming at you, Dan. If UPS goes out for 3 months, August, September, October, and they don't get back into November swing, it's going to mess up the holiday season and tank the U.S. economy.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Is I want to get out there and buy presents for my friends instead of eating. That makes a lot more sense to me.
No, but you know what I'm saying? You're missing my point.
Yeah, I think I am missing the point.
When they're going to tank, well, I'm just saying that all the package delivery is not going to be necessary, and because
Yeah, I think you're right about that. No, I agree with you.
they won't have the income, and they're going to be coming off such a backlog of packaging and snafu. It's going to mess the thing up till they're talking like January, February next year by the time UPS gets back around.
Right. Well, they announced laying off 35,000 people, and Tobias is saying birth control pills are here in drugstores, no script needed. They're sold over the counter, and I don't know if you know
Where's that?
guys,
In the Philippines?
Tobias, in America.
Not
In
yet.
America, what they're
It's
getting
been
ready to do is they're getting ready to sell the blue pill over the counter. They came out with they're getting FDA approval to sell it over the counter. So
They're trying to sell birth control over the counter too in the
Right.
pharmacy, but that's not going to really, they say, take hold till January of next year. They're just rolling it out now. It's only going to be one brand to start with too. There's a lot going on. But the economy's got to recover some more.
I like Tim's suggestion. I really do a lot. Tim is saying this makes sense to me also. It says start buying Christmas gifts now and send them now. I think you know what, Tim? I'm doing it.
It's a wonderful idea.
I'm doing it. It's a wonderful idea. It's brilliant.
Because, I ordered stuff the other day. I told my kid, order nothing. We're done. Then we know how this is going to go. So I got to have surgery, and this could mess up my cataract surgery.
Easy Lee, how you doing?
Because they ship all that stuff through the mail,
Easy, easy, easy. That's a fun one. That's
the next few months is going to be interesting. But yeah, you brought out a good point that the Filipino currency's tanking now. That's all related to what's about to happen.
The dollar is it's kind of like a precursor. It kind of gives you little clues as to what might be coming.
Well, the dollar is going to get down 10%, no doubt about it. I don't think it's going to
go into the tank. The dollar's going to suffer. The Fed can buy up as much debt as it wants to, but it's not going to save what's about ready to happen.
Well, part of what's going to happen, Dan, is after this big NATO meeting that they just had, the big NATO summit, where they brought Sweden in and Finland's on board and this and that, this war in the Ukraine's going to wind down. The Russians are running out of ammunition. And unless somebody supplies them somehow, this has to end. It has to.
It won't. Somebody else supply them because of money.
It's a ton
Somebody-
of money. That's right. So why would they end it?
buys
Yeah,
you
but the
anything.
Russians are out of money, Larry.
Nobody's talking peace. No one's talking peace.
Not yet,
I think the
but-
Chinese will help them.
The only one
Russians
talking
out of
peace is RFK.
and the Chinese, yeah, him talking peace. Oh, he was talking space lasers last year, so.
That was low. Tim said
Tim,
when he
yeah,
went to the
37 is
Philippines,
still
exchange
better
rate was
than
37.
even up money. It would not have scared me away. I've been here. I've been here in the Philippines when the rate's been at 37. How many years ago was that? 20? Yeah, because I've been here. I've been here. Oh man, you're reminding me of something else, Tim. I researched that. It's looking like I researched that SRRV visa, and I'm telling you, the way I'm reading the rules, if when Minnie turns age 50, you can apply for the SRRV as a former Filipino, not military. It's a former Filipino. She pays the $1,500. She pays the application fees. She puts the money in the bank, the $1,500, and then I come on as the spouse of the applicant. Plus, you're allowed to have 2 dependents, but they have to be under the age of 21. And so I'm almost sure. Listen, I wouldn't do this myself. In fact, just researching a little bit last night, it was too much for me, because I'm retired and inspired. Why would I want to spend all my time doing this? But this is great because now I could go to JR Consultancy, when I hired them to help us through this process, and I'll be able to talk to them, like I know what I'm talking about, or maybe I don't, but I could talk to them and say, hey, I read here, is this true? I know they're going to charge me $2,000 to do paperwork. It doesn't bother me that I have to pay that, as long as I don't have to put my 10 grand in the bank account. So now the next question, Tim, is, do we have to delay? Will Minnie reclaiming her citizenship mess this plan up? Because then once she reclaims her citizenship, does that now mean that I've eliminated that option and I now have to go for the spousal residency visa? So now I have to get to an attorney. I have to get to an immigration attorney or JR consultancy, and I need them to consult me on what we need to do moving forward. Because
Can I recommend somebody?
I'm sure in the next month she's going to be called for the swearing in ceremony.
Can I recommend somebody?
Yeah. Well, JR Consultancy is probably the one I'm going to use.
Okay, well, boundless immigration is huge between the United States and the Philippines. And they'll give you a free consultation over the phone.
Who's that?
The Boundless, BOUNDLESS, Boundless Immigration. They have offices in the West Coast of the United States and in the Philippines. So
50 cents to $1 back in the late 70s and early 80s. Yeah, I remember that. JGO's happier on the oil rigs. Yeah. Free food, right? It was the free food, right, Ed Denoy? They fed you real well on those things, right? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
we had nowhere to go on Saturday night, and the damn thing could blow up at any time.
Tim, it's so exciting if that's true, right, Tim? It's exciting. If that turns out to be true, that's so friggin' exciting. I don't have to be former military. I could just go and ride on my wife's
Coattails, yeah.
her
Coattails.
skirt.
Excuse me,
Yeah, the way I've
coattails.
been doing it ever since we got married. That's funny, huh, Larry? Oh,
Well,
my
like
goodness.
I said, I don't know if I know when I first go, it'll definitely be the tourist visa.
Yeah.
And it may
Yeah, well,
stay
the
that
whole
way.
thing, depending on where you live, it could be easy or difficult. So I was at the Dunkin' the other day and I was listening to Larry speaking of this, right? I'd forgotten about this till I started talking. What's interesting is these guys were complaining because in Bye Bye, they have to go to Tacloban. Now, the road from Bye Bye City to Tacloban is not one that it's not an experience I look forward to having. So I asked the guy, why aren't you just going over to Cebu and doing it in a couple of hours in that big ass office that they have over there at the Galleria, or wherever it's at? Why don't you guys just go over there? I was there. I saw every YouTuber in the world that I knew about that were in the Philippines was there in that immigration on the day that Minnie and I were there getting the information about her citizenship thing. Everybody was there. I had a blast, but I'm figuring, well, these guys are going there. Why don't you guys just get on the ferry, the overnight ferry, and head to Cebu instead of taking that treacherous journey to Tacloban? And so they were like, They seemed interested in that idea. I don't like this 2-hour ride on a van going like a bat out of hell at 90 miles an hour from Bye Bye City Terminal to Tacloban, where you have to pray every couple of seconds because the van driver misses a school kid by that much, or is coming around the corner, tipping the van over on 2 wheels, because he has some kind of deadline to meet time-wise. If you don't get here at a certain time, we're firing you, These drivers are absolutely nuts. Some of these drivers, I should say.
Now, Toby says when he was in the Philippines back in the 70s, early 80s, 7 pesos and 50 centavos to $1. Now, I do remember getting about 9 pesos back in the early 70s. Even then, it went up and down. I mean, sometimes you got 7, sometimes you got 9. But those pesos bought a lot more back then than they do today.
Mark Thornton wasn't there. But if Mark Thornton were walking down the street, I probably would cross the street. I'm not a fan of Mark Thornton for some reason. I really don't know why. He's a nice enough guy, everybody tells me. But he does have a child bride.
That's no, thank you.
Well, here's one for you, Dan. You're talking about money and economy and everything.
Yeah.
They got 2 years worth of crops still sitting in silos in the Ukraine. So if they can wrap the war up, well, that's it. The shelf life's running out on it. It'll be stale, and they got to end this war. So I don't think the Ukraine war is going to go on past January.
Well, we're talking, Tim. We're talking about the Lapu-Lapu or the Isabella. We're not talking about some barge, that's being held together with A and B compound. What do they call that?
Bamboo death trap.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not talking about something that's slapped.
You're talking about the ocean jet. You're talking about something
they put some A and B epoxy on it to hold it together so it wouldn't sink.
You mean
one more crossing out of this bad boy before we decommission it. One more crossing.
They got a bamboo death trap. Are you kidding me?
We'll sell Dan the discount ticket. Oh my goodness gracious!
He hasn't posted for a while, Deval. He's got 2 kids now. The last time he posted, he has a son, so he's got the daughter and a son. So I guess he's pretty busy, him and his wife, with the kids. He's not posting much at all.
Mark Thornton is like the Elmer Fudd of the Philippines. Well, Old Dog New Trick is a Johnny Carson. Mark Thornton is like the Elmer Fudd. That's how I see it. But hey, he's successful. What? I put up a video, I got 100 views. Mark Thornton does one interview with one lying convict, and he ends up getting 60,000 views. That's amazing. Hey, I need a lying convict that I can interview. That would be helpful.
There you go.
You know what the big worry is for the Philippines? That I have for the Philippines, Dan?
What's that?
Food prices. Because the Philippines does not grow enough food to feed its own people.
Right, exactly true.
And, they still buy rice from America. They still buy all the grain that they can grab out of Europe's breadbasket. That's why, if you watched what happened last week, that Biden had some kind of meeting with the Turks, and they got together and said, okay, we will allow Sweden to become part of NATO. And it also hinges on a grain deal. I don't know whether you caught that as part of the politics. It's going to affect who we feed in this world. Just, but the Philippines is always worrisome because where does their food come in from?
Oh, are you guys reading this stuff about Ned from Dumageddon? That's interesting.
What's
Are you
that?
guys joking around, or is that
I
rumor?
think
Is
he's joking
that
around
fact?
about him murdering his wife. I have not heard that.
Yeah, that's shocking.
I mean, you would think you'd hear that in the from all the vloggers in the Dumageddon.
Well, you don't have many murders in the Philippines either.
As I said,
That's
you
right.
think you'd hear about that. I know he's got 2 kids, and they did a. I'm trying to remember how it's been a while since he's done one, a few months.
Did you see they caught the fugitive here between New York and Pennsylvania tonight?
Yeah, I heard. I didn't see it, but I heard.
They got him. Somebody's getting 20 grand.
Deval, how come you're leaning towards Iloilo instead of Deval? What's changed?
Is it because Texas Filipino channel? I mean, it looks interesting to me. Iloilo.
Well, I used to follow a Caillou. What was his name? Caillou Tim? Is it Tim? He was in Iloilo. I followed him, but he's gone silent. He has he gets real bad migraines, and they can last for days.
Oh.
So he decided to take a break, and he.
Well, Dave Adon, you know that whole thing that went on at Dumageddon, for crying out loud, where everybody got duped into interviewing that convicted convict from World Zoom. The Filipina took it. She got the worst of it by interviewing him 3 times. Right? She has yet to come out and do a video to admit that she's been duped. She's avoiding interviews with all the extra expats, where they probably wanted to ask her the question, but they all got duped. So I don't see what the big deal was. They all got duped. They all interviewed him, and he all gets up there talking about his successful career as a hospital administrator. And it turns out that Larry, what's the information? It has to do with Indiana some kind of way.
Yeah, he's from Indiana. He's from Indianapolis area. Is where he's from. I think it's Carmel, which is if I remember right, it's Carmel. It's or might be Kokomo, but it's one of the suburbs of Indianapolis. If it's Carmel, that's not rich, but it's not a poor neighborhood. Carmel's a fairly well-off city.
Oh.
That would mean his parents were well off, not necessarily him. And
are you saying he was living in his mom's basement or her storm cellar?
That's Ricky. Ricky from California lives in his mama's basement when he's home.
You're funny. You're funny, Mac Daddy. You're gonna attack
hey, sissy mama, how you doing?
By the sea on this channel.
What was that?
You want to attack Rique by the sea?
I didn't want to attack him. I just said that word on the street is he lives in his mama's basement.
Oh my goodness gracious! It did look like he was doing his videos from his mom's kitchen.
He stays at his mom's house whenever he goes back to California.
Yeah,
I used to follow Ricky, and there was a couple times he was back there, and that's where it seemed like he was staying.
I hear he went in with another expat and bought a house in Texas so that he could claim Texas residency.
I heard that he lives on his mama's Social Security check, but I didn't want to tell you that one either.
I doubt
I'm
that.
sure he makes plenty of money on YouTube. Come on.
He makes plenty of money on YouTube. You look at all the number of people he's got, and then he's got those people paying him per hour to talk about dating in the Philippines?
Yeah, how to have sex with a Filipina. Yeah, exactly.
He's got a bachelor course
I
charging
need to pay
people.
somebody $100 an hour for that.
I mean, come on.
He's teaching them how to have sex with their left hand.
I'm just saying though, it's not. It's not like here in the
Oh,
states.
wow.
I'm not
World
saying
Zoom could be the next
don't have to be
Madoff.
careful.
Yeah, because you know what, Ed? People are still following him around, even though his numbers have dropped off a little bit. They're still significant, you know. So I mean, people apparently, I don't know who's watching them. Maybe other convicted convicts. I don't know, but I stopped watching them once I found out what all the drama was. I was like, hey, I don't need to be watching this guy supporting his channel. What the hell? He ain't my kind of guy.
I followed
He
him
would
for
have
a
been my
while until
kind
he
of guy.
started pushing his last girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, when it was mostly him, he had girlfriends at the time, but
Yeah.
they weren't in every video he was doing. And but it started becoming more about, oh look, you know, and he's got his arm around her, and like I said, I don't mind him having a girlfriend. I don't mind him having a younger girlfriend. That's to each their own. It's not my thing.
Tobias is saying we haven't heard the last of him. He'll be in the news again. You must know something. You must know something the rest of us don't, because
Well, he's still putting
remember
up videos.
he got on there and said he beat his case. He won his case. What the hell does that mean? He was convicted of fraud. He ended up being sentenced to 10 years in a federal prison and only served 3, apparently for ratting out a friend of his cellmate, for a crime that had gone undiscovered. He makes a deal with the federal prosecutors to get him out of prison. And then all of that was proven in newspaper articles that are available in the public domain to read.
Well, you know, back to Ricky for a minute. Do you think he looks like Hugh Hefner?
He thinks he is.
I like Ricky. I like him. You know, after all,
like I said, until I think his girlfriend's now.
I think he's more like Rigo Suave.
But I did like Ricky when I first started following him.
Yeah.
But
like I said, he's a bad guy. He just cracks me up.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's part of the YouTube game, though, probably.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. It's part of the game. I think it's funny.
Part of the game, yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about him. Don't say like, you know, hey, I was talking bad about him. I'm just poking fun at the laughter.
You heard the kind of articles that were in his bachelor course. I've never seen it, so I can't comment.
I watched a few of his How to Be a Bachelor in the Philippine articles, and they were cracking me up.
Apparently, some of them were very perverse and very detailed.
They were just cracking me up. It's like telling you how to pick women's up in the Philippines.
Like, you go up to them and say, hey, baby, why don't you come with me? And they go with you. That's how you pick up a woman in the Philippines.
You say, hey, what are you doing for dinner? Why don't we sit down and chat?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I need a bachelor course for this?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, by the way, Tobias says Paul from World Zoom is at his mom's house in Indiana.
You know,
you have to go there. You have to bring. Oh no, Ed! I cannot comment on this. I cannot comment on this. No.
Why?
No. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Stick it out there.
That'll be the end of my YouTube career if I comment. You know, all these guys, they have something in common, and it's the fireside chat persona. They're FDR in disguise. It's all about, folks, I'm boots on the ground. I've been living here in the Philippines for a very, very long time. I was homeless. I was a homeless inebriate living on the streets of San Francisco before coming to the Philippines, and my entire life changed forever. And since I've been here, I have learned lessons that I would like to share with you. And you know
I can,
something? I see nothing wrong with that. I see
Dan, you're
nothing wrong.
forgetting the one part of it. I can afford a $3 bowl of soup for dinner, and I'm going to tell you it's wonderful. It's gourmet food. As I'm dining in the jungle, al fresco.
Exactly. Exactly. So people are going to watch that. They're not going to watch Dan talking about how Americans scam Filipinas. They don't want to hear about that because they're the ones scamming. They don't want to hear about that.
Well, Ricky always cracks me up how he tells you how deluxe everything is in the Philippines and how he stays so nice and everything. All he ever shows you is a ratty, sandy-looking beach. He's not saying, "Hey, this is the resort I'm staying at. Look at me sitting by the pool." No, he's
No,
showing you a beach that's like 6 foot wide.
no, he had one apartment that he showed, and he showed the apartment itself. It was wasn't at the beach, but it was close to the beach, and he had the yard fixed up. And it's like, and then he moves. It's like, you got a real nice place there. Did he get himself financially in
See,
trouble, or did he just decide to move?
that's what started this whole thing, Ed. You know, the lectures by everybody, you know, about, well, so here's the whole thing, right? Here's the whole thing. Tobias. Paul is at his mom's house in Indiana. Why is he there? How did he get there? See, and what about that video he did where he says, Doomageddon, YouTubers, beware. I'm not the one that turned you in to the Bureau of Revenue Recovery. I mean, what the hell was that all about? You know, I've been trying to tell people that's why I'm not monetized. You
Hey,
can't.
Sammy.
That's why I'm not monetized. It's because it's too convoluted. You know, you don't, people, they haven't written this part of the law yet. You know,
And you can't
What's
hide the
working
money.
being a YouTuber and traveling around the world and do videos is quite different than working in a factory churning out widgets. It's not the same. You know, and so, but these guys, if they're on a tourist visa, I could tell you this, they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Because they're earning money domestically in the Philippines that they're not allowed
Yeah.
to.
See, it's different if you're traveling around the world and you're on a tourist visa. Thailand has even said this. But if you're coming back and you're extending your visa 2 months, 6 months, you're leaving the country after 3 years, you're spending 24 hours in Singapore, then you're coming back, you are considered to be based in the Philippines. And you can't
don't
work on
have
a tourist
permanent
visa.
resident status. And you don't have a
Right.
green card to work.
Right. And they say, oh, it's easy. You know, people do these videos saying it's easy. You just apply for a work visa. No, it is not that easy. You have to be sponsored by an employer. It works the same way here as it does in any country. They have to sponsor you. So is YouTube going to sponsor you for
No.
that visa? No, you have to get the proper visa in order to do this. You can't be earning money.
They may want you to be a production filmmaker.
Exactly. You don't know. I mean, no one knows because these rules haven't been written yet. It's a sitcom, for crying out loud. It's a sitcom. If you go there and you ask immigration or BRI, they'll give you. You ask 5 different people, you'll get 5 different answers on what is legal and what isn't.
I know one thing you don't want to get cooked up with in the Philippines. You can't run a dating service because they consider that trafficking women, and they will throw you in jail.
Yep, that's right. You have to be very, very careful. And people are doing it, you know. I mean, but they're Filipino citizens, so I don't know how they. I don't know if they treat them differently, but it seems to me they would be treated differently because I mean, if it's a Filipina interviewing another Filipina, and
That's
she's
one
saying,
thing.
"Oh, are you on Facebook? How can people find you if they want to talk to you on Facebook?" I think it's a blurry line, you know. I think it's very, very blurry.
What
Ricky's selling his bachelor advice. Better be careful.
Yeah, I believe he's correct. Don't get caught up in that.
No,
That's
no.
right.
I love Ed. I love Tharish Times. That guy is one of the best interviewers in the entire YouTube community. Why people haven't discovered him? You know, I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty big time, but he's not as big as you'd expect. I'm not sure if he has 100,000 followers. I kind of doubt it. I love that guy. That guy can interview people.
Well, the art of an interview is an art. I
It's
don't
an
think
art. That's
I don't
right.
think I would have that ability.
I mean, I can't do it.
So
This
I don't
guy,
think I
Tharish
could.
Times, who's married to the Thai woman, and they're living in Ireland. I mean, he's Irish. This guy, man, this
Like I
guy is the bomb.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I
it
said,
helps to have an English or Irish accent if you're doing any kind of broadcasting in America because you enunciate everything so well and it's attractive.
well, like I said, though, it's an art to interview somebody. You got to know, know what the person's about, so you can ask the right questions. You got to be
Yeah, that's
engaging.
right. It's more about asking the right question at the right time. And let's see, Tobias is saying about that Paul dude from World Zoom. He's claiming here, Tobias says that he hasn't paid any restitution, and the temp company that hired him is suing him for $5 million. He would do another scam to come up with the cash he owes. Oh, so he's thinking that, it's a pyramid scheme like Social Security or something.
Ponzi.
It's a Ponzi scheme, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sammy, I didn't see you come in. How's it going?
Sammy's
Thanks for
here.
doing that
You
interview,
know,
Sammy. Appreciate it.
Amada.
Yeah.
She said hi to
there's a
everybody.
little mess for you. We talk about it all the time. The United States government's ripped off Social Security so bad they got to shore it up, and they don't want to.
Let's see. And Ed's saying, seriously, I really enjoy Steve videos from Thailand. I don't know who Steve is until I see that, so I'm not really as plugged in as some people think, I guess, because I've never heard of
Nobody's
him.
as great as Dan or Larry. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Tharish has interviewed a few VIPs, and also the dude from Sacramento that I know. That was pretty friggin' amazing. I had no idea because back in the day, right, this guy had the premier gym in the Sacramento area. And so I think you know who I'm talking about, Ed. The Tharish Times interviewed, he has such a strange name. Talked about how he views having sex with lady boys as just being, like having sex with a woman. That guy.
Yeah. I don't want to reach down and grab a tree trunk. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, it was an excellent interview. I didn't say I agreed with him, Mac Daddy. I'm just telling you what he talked
I'm
about.
telling you my preference. I'm
I
sorry.
can't remember the guy's name, but I should. Dang it, because this guy is famous because I think he was charged with a serious crime in Sacramento one time that he got out of because he was innocent of it. But he's the bodybuilder guy that sells the supplements. Anyway,
I got a recommendation for you, Dan.
his friend was found murdered or dead, and they think it might have been a murder. And so there's drama everywhere.
That's usually
I
involved when
heard
you're
about that, Dan. I want to see it. Yeah, go look at that video. He's done a couple of them with the Muscle Man, right? Well, that guy was very well known in Sacramento, and I remember him. I'd been introduced to that guy 2 or 3 times. I thought he was a stand-up guy, into the health, the whole nutrition. But basically what he was doing, every time he met somebody, he was selling you something. That makes for an excellent salesperson who's always promoting their product that they're trying to sell. Second,
ABC, always be closing.
Yeah.
I got a recommendation for you, Dan.
Hey, how do you close a sale on $1 million yacht, Mac Daddy?
Well, first of all, you got to get all the background info. If not, why not? If you're not doing it right now, why not? You got to wrap them up in 10 minutes, believe it or not. Just
Yes,
like any
I
other
believe
thing.
it. I believe it. I was going to say that. That's what I wanted to hear you say.
Can I tell you something else?
Here's my closing line. I was out there selling $20,000 smog equipment, and they say, how do you get a first call closed? Dan, teach these new guys, how do you get a first call closed on a $20,000 piece of equipment?
You always be
Easy.
closing from the time you meet them.
Yeah, you go in there and you say, will this be cash, charge, or lease? And they go,
Well, there's
what?
another way. Yeah, you take their temperature. Yeah, you take their temperature. Here's another one, Dan. Dan, you want to know how you do it?
Hi.
On a yacht, you sell the romance. You look at the wife and you get her
Oh,
smiling, thinking hubby's going to fall back in love like he hasn't been in 10 years. And that's
that's good.
total
That's
bullshit
good. That's
because
good.
she's going to let him buy the boat and he's going to fall in love with the girlfriend like he's never had before. And they're going to get a divorce. Big boats usually mean big divorce settlements. That's a big experience, I got to tell you.
Yenny's here from Cebu. Or
But
she
let me
used to live in Cebu.
can I tell you how you know what somebody's worth? Real fast,
can you
even
tell?
though they'll try and hide it.
How can you tell?
Look at their feet. What kind of shoes are they wearing? What do they have on their feet? Or is it a $300 pair of dress shoes or is it Kmart specials? Look at the
Gotcha.
belt that they're wearing. And back in the day when everybody wore watches, look at their wristwatch. Can't do that anymore. Because everybody carries a cell phone. Nobody's wearing watches like they used to. But look
Yeah, of
at
course
their
I did.
shoes.
Hey, I was living in Sacramento, Tim, when this happened. I'll bet you $1 to donuts. How'd you like that, Tim? That I'll bet you a crawler at Dunkin' Donuts and a cup of coffee that the park across the street from the boarding house murders in Sacramento, there's still bodies buried there, and nobody wants to look for them. But I interviewed John Cabrera, the investigator on that case, as part of my undergrad thesis. And so I know all about the boarding house murders. Dorothea
Did you
Puente.
see the guy that they got in Long Island the other day?
Oh, is that the guy that murdered something like 10 or 12 people?
The architect. They got the sand dune killer burying him at the beach.
Yeah.
That was
I'll
like
be
11
damned.
or
And it
12
was over
girls.
something
wasn't it?
over DNA found on a pizza box that connected him to the crime. They must have retrieved some DNA from his trash can, which is common, and then compared it to DNA that showed up in one of the bodies that were murdered. That's what
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
cigarette butts are a big one too.
Cigarette butts, yeah. Coca-Cola bottles.
Now, you
Gatorade
guys remember
bottle.
John Wayne Gracie?
Oh yeah.
The John
Here's
Wayne
some
Gracie's the
Indiana.
one that killed all those kids and buried them in his basement,
Yeah, sure.
and he played a clown.
He was always a clown for children.
That's what I said. He played it. That was his, and it was young boys that he was killing. But did you ever hear about Larry Eiler? Larry Eiler. He was
Oh,
a
the
killer up and down. What was it? 41 between Chicago and in Indiana, Terre Haute.
yeah,
I
it's a
went to
Route
high school with
47.
that kid.
Wow.
I say kid. I mean, he was a kid then. He not.
I didn't know Linda Ronstadt had Parkinson's, Ed.
Yes.
But did I tell you the story about how I almost killed him? I'm talking about Jerry Brown, not on purpose. So I was coming down H Street, I think it was, heading downtown, and I was in a hurry, right? I wasn't paying much attention. Jerry Brown and his security detail. This is when he was governor, right? They were loading him into his car. Why they were coming street side, I have no idea. So you're going downtown. You have HI, I think I was at H Street or I Street. So I'm coming down. It could have been J, right there by Firestones. So I'm coming down there. I'm going a little bit too fast, and then all of a sudden, right, I see the door opening. I see the highway patrol officer there, and then Jerry Brown coming bumper side, around the back of the car, unescorted, and he's an old man, right? And I'm coming by, zooming by at a little bit high rate of speed. And I just catch him. I just catch a glimpse of him right before that door opens, and I had to swing far left. And my God, I had the highway patrol pointing their finger at me, saying, you son of a bitch, you better slow down. But they didn't come out. They didn't chase me. You know, and then I looked, and there's Jerry Brown. He's got his mouth hanging open, like this, like, you know.
Hey,
and,
Sam.
can you imagine what that would have been like? Killing the governor of the state of California? Oh my God, that would have been horrific, horrible. Oh, Tim is saying that's why she retired from performing. You know, this whole thing about Parkinson's is so interesting. You know that they're getting a lot of YouTube videos on this. People apparently they've discovered one of the reasons why people get Parkinson's. So once this happened, a whole bunch of people started publishing videos talking about how to avoid getting Parkinson's. I mean, clickbait. Maybe it's clickbait. I'm not sure.
Did you see that they got Larry Nadler the other day?
No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They
Stabbed him
knifed
like
him in
10
prison.
times.
They said they got him in the neck and the side and the back. And by the way, guys, Sam's Chronicles is here. He says hi to everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, Tobias, yeah. That's who John Wayne Gacy is. He killed those boys and buried them in his basement. It's like 33 of them, I think, if I remember right.
Man, what a live stream. We're covering all the bases today, huh?
Have you guys ever heard, what was his, I'm trying to think of his name. Something Ray something. But back in the late 70s, early 80s, this kid down in Evansville, Indiana.
They're saying it was Demerol that causes Parkinson's.
Yeah.
They're saying it's Demerol. And then TCE, trialchlorine ethylene or whatever it is. TCE that's now banned, right? Yeah? Is it banned from this? Is it banned from this? I don't know.
Well, another one that they say, another group that gets it is people that weld because of the coating on the welding rods that they're breathing.
That's
As
it.
it burns.
They inhale that crap, right?
Yes. That's why all the welding
I think they're
schools
onto something.
now have ventilation systems that you put right there where you're welding.
Now, Tim says, you know, that would be almost
Well,
as bad as going by a Dunkin' and not having a Bavarian cream donut.
That ain't. Listen, I never passed by a Dunkin' without getting
That
a
Bavarian cream's all packed in plastic, let me tell you, and lots of preservatives.
I know. Listen, you guys are right about that. It even tastes like the plastic container that it came in.
They don't make it like they used to in the copper pot on the candy stove.
Oh, no.
Bavarian cream was just regular milk and sugar and cornstarch and vanilla, but not anymore. Egg yolks.
You're scaring me, Mac Daddy. You're scaring
I
me.
know how to make real Bavarian cream. I make the finest.
Tim says Jeffrey Dahmer was a cannibal. He enjoyed finger foods.
Well, sure. Who didn't do a line or two of stimulants? For crying out loud, that's how he got through 6 years of college.
Well, hey, did you hear about the Catholic Church?
No, what'd they say?
Well, they're now taking child molesting on head on instead of face down and ass up like they usually do.
What did you just say? What did you just say? Oh, you're killing me over here.
The Catholic Church are taking child molestation head on now.
Yeah, I bet you they are. I've never met
Instead
a
of face
priest that
down and
is-
ass up like they usually do.
No, I want to say this about that. I was a good Catholic boy growing up, went to catechism, went to Bible study or catechism study on Saturdays. No priest ever approached me. No priest ever approached me wanting to get to know me a little bit better.
Well, you probably weren't pretty enough for them. They like little fat boys.
Well, I was plump enough at the time.
I'm teasing there. Oh God.
In California, those signs are all over the place, you know, because they don't want to get sued for spilling coffee on themselves and then suing McDonald's for $10 million because you burned yourself because there wasn't a warning on the cup. They've gone crazy with this litigious crap over stupid stuff, you know?
Over everything. Well,
Over
they had
everything.
McDonald's had the big lawsuit over not handing out drink holders. They gave some lady a cup of coffee. She dumped it in her lap and burnt her genitals.
Mertz is here. Speaking of donuts, Mertz, you know I didn't warn you that I was going to put up that video, but look how many views it got. You have so many fans. That thing got dang near 1,000 views. You know what about that video? I got to tell you, that video has been in the can for the longest time. I started to see my views start to drop, and I go, man, it's all about the numbers. You know, I gotta hold it up. I gotta get my views up. And so I said, what do I do? What do I do? I panicked. I looked around and I saw that file. I played it. I started laughing. I said, oh, Podcast Mertz might not like this. But I posted the video as a short, and I almost died laughing when I saw it. I thought it was so good, you know. Of course, I wasn't the only one videoing you, you know, when you were biting into the donut. But
I enjoyed that one.
you know, it was fun, right? I figured, man, she has so many fans. Of course, people are gonna watch. They're gonna watch her eating a balloon donut.
And Mac Daddy Pacquiao says hi to you.
Hey,
Hi.
gang, how you doing? I'm sorry, I can't. I'm on my cell phone. I can't see the chat, gang.
That video was so much fun, Mertz. I hope you don't mind me posting it. I should have asked you in advance.
Dan, I got a video you got to post.
Uh,
And it would be a good way for you to go and maybe do some interesting videos for your channel. You can even like do a little video and then talk about it afterwards when you're doing your live stream. You ready?
mm-hmm.
You need to go to the apartments where you're at and show where you're at. Go with the manager, show what you can get, what the cost.
Oh, I know that's been suggested by Lazy Larry before, but here's the problem. There's nothing available here.
Okay, well then here's where I want you to go.
I would have to go somewhere else like Cebu, but Cebu.
I can probably, when you're in Cebu, I can get you a comp. Go do the new casino and have them show you some rooms and put it online. They'll give you the buffet.
Hey, is that casino open yet? Is that casino open?
I think it is. If it's not, get them when they open.
There's one
That's a good
downtown.
idea.
I don't know about the big one, the new one, but there is
You
a
know,
casino
Drew,
downtown.
I'm telling you, go to some places, go to some hotels and just show their rooms. Say, hey, wow, you know, go to like the nicer ones and go in and do a room view. They'll get hit. They'll comp you. A lot of these hotels have restaurants. They'll buy you dinner. Not that you need a free meal, but you know what I'm saying. It's a social thing.
Right.
I want a free
Oh my
room.
goodness.
Not only
If somebody-
that, I think it would give people like us that want to travel ideas where to go in Cebu or where to go in
Hey
the
guys,
Philippines.
why didn't this video, the first one we did, If I Break Up, why didn't that get as many hits as the one we just posted? I just don't get it.
What, the one with the
I love
Halloween
both of
stuff and the monster stuff?
Yeah.
It's not as good as your other videos. I mean, I'm not criticizing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
I'm
why
just
did this one get almost 3K hits? And then that one that I did with Minnie, you know, where it was called If We Ever Break Up, it got less than 200. I don't get it.
The one with Minnie dancing was good. The one with the train was excellent.
That
I think
train
that-
came out really good. I'm
I
surprised that
think
didn't get
Jerry
more
from
hits.
Texas is jealous.
I mean, yeah, that's where I got the idea to do it.
I told you he's jealous.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm a
I got the
royalty.
idea to do it from him. You know, I said, hey, they love trains. We were going by the Toys R Us, and they had that thing on display. And you know, I'm low budget Dan. I was like, hey, I don't really want to buy it, so I went in there and I said, hey, will you guys fire this thing up so I could do a video?
Can I take a
Oh, no,
2-minute
that
break
was the
or am I
car.
going to miss
I
something?
got 'em mixed up. That was the car. The train was like only like $1 that we saw at the DIY store. There's a store here. It's called Do It Yourself DIY.
Yep.
They have all these 50-cent peso toys, and so we got that train, and I set it up on a table somewhere. I think in Cebu. I think I set it up on the table in Cebu.
I got
And,
another one for you.
Yeah, that turned out really good.
I got another one for you to do.
What's that?
Go to the pizza places in the mall, like Yellow Cab, Shakey's. Go sit down and order a pizza and take video of it. Everybody eats pizza.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Oh, the availability.
I did that once at a Shakey's, I think.
But you got to do a series of them. Can I put my phone down for 2 minutes of that? You guys disappearing?
Yeah.
Well,
I got to take a break. What?
I got to take a pee too.
Yes.
Tobias, I will be giving out Ziploc bags of shabu to the poor. Hey, Ed, you know something funny? You know that fast food restaurant here? It's called Shabu, and so they're big signs, right? I've even seen them in Thailand, and it just says Shabu, and it cracks me up every time I go by a Shabu restaurant. I have to take a picture of the sign. It's so funny. I don't know why they call a restaurant Shabu.
well,
Dan, when I land and we go to the slums to give up Ziploc bags of rice and a $100 peso note, we can do a video on that. Yeah. When are you going to be here again? Because you know, any month now, we're heading back to Manila because we got to go there for Minnie's swearing in ceremony.
hey, Abby.
The founder of Shakey's, obviously he did. What was Shaky Johnson doing in the Philippine Sea? That's what I'd like to know. He wasn't there on vacation. They didn't call him Shaky for nothing, right? No, I didn't go to DD Pizza, but we're gonna have to go next time we come to Angeles.
And Abby's in the chat now. Abby,
Abby, how are you?
So
Yeah, but yeah, I like the pizza idea. I like pizza, but the thing is, I have to go low carb. But every time I think about this subject, right, I think about Leonard, and so I think about Leonard, and I start wondering, did the low carb diet contribute to his demise? I mean, it's fair to ask that question, right, Larry?
yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah, it's fair to ask that question. I mean, it
I don't
scared
think
me.
I don't think you can give up carbs completely. At least I know I can't.
Now, my friend Dave says, Dan, the way you do it is you do the carbs in the morning, and then you cut them out in the evening. And so he might, and then you walk everything off. Abby says that she's got her coffee with her. Good for you.
If it was morning time, I'd have my coffee, but this is at night. We're 12 hours behind everybody in the
I
Philippines.
keep forgetting that it's nighttime. Oh no!
What?
Throwing things I hope Minnie's not there. You better not be throwing.
Yeah, and I got a fan.
Minnie.
I got a fan going on here, and everybody's little tabs with their numbers on it went flying. And now I got to go collect them up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's horrible.
Yeah, Ed, we do miss Leonard.
Oh God, I miss him every day. You guys don't know how tight we were. Me and Leonard talked every day.
You guys, I want to say that I don't know what to do about this. Someone sent me anonymously. I don't know what to do with this. They sent me a very, very disturbing video of Leonard that appeared to have been taken as he was passing away.
I don't think you should share it.
Yeah,
it just would be too disturbing.
What, he fell and like was going, or?
Yeah. It was as he was. I think he was trying to call somebody. He was trying to call somebody at the moment that he was dying, you know, and he was trying to explain what he was feeling to that person, and then it just fades out.
Because
So-
Leonard had talked to me he's been gone almost a month now.
Yeah.
And he was talking to me, and I said, "Listen, I can't talk now. I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you feel better. Get some help." And that
Yeah.
was like our last conversation. I was probably one of the last people to talk to him.
Like I said, it's a sad situation.
Yeah, I need a.
The man
I need-
had plans and didn't get to live them.
well,
Yeah,
don't
so
we all?
When I think about the carnivore, the low or the low carb diet, I think of Leonard, and then I go, dang,
Yeah.
he had lost so much weight. He had lost poundage,
Oh, yeah.
and he was very confident that this was good for his health.
I lost 10 pounds myself.
Oh, good for you.
Not a big deal, but with just changing my diet around. I got one for people looking to diet. 2 of them. Change what you drink to calorie free, like go from iced tea to water. It's that simple. A lot of calories in the beverages you consume. I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, but then no calories in my beverage all day. I drink water. The other one, you want this one, you'll love this one. I don't use dinner plates for dinner anymore. I use salad plates.
Hmm?
Because
So I don't have
Hey,
what?
it makes your plate look fuller.
that's a
Well,
good idea.
I can't put as much food on a salad plate as I can a dinner plate.
That's what I said. It makes it look fuller.
So it's just less food that I consume. Yep.
Ooh, Ed, that's hot. That's 113 Fahrenheit at 7 p.m.
Damn. Global warming, dude.
Hang
Hey.
on 1 second. Alexa, what's the temperature here right now?
Listen, I got to get out of here, you guys. It's Dunkin' Donut time, and I never
68 degrees.
miss Dunkin' Donut time. So
Dan, think about doing like some mall pizza footage and stuff though when you're out.
Well, I want to tell you the truth, though, Dan. I don't think I'll be going on much longer. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think Larry's out of here too. I was just going to say that's why I ran down the hallway real quick.
if you're gonna end it, I'll wait till you call it a day.
All right.
He's ready.
Anyway, everybody, I want to thank you for coming. And sorry that we're ending on a sad note, thinking about Leonard.
I don't know
Well,
if it's a sad note. I think it's a
sad
good
note
note.
because we miss him. And that's sad.
We miss him, but he might be in a better place.
Well, he might be, but it's still sad for us. All right, everybody, remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy. And as always, try to have fun. Bye, everybody.
Everybody, take care.
LV,
Take
we'll
care,
see you
everybody.
later, LV.
Leonard, we're still thinking about you.
All right,
Yes,
guys.
we are, Leonard.
I'm gonna,
Take care, guys.
I'm ending the
You know.
broadcast. Take care. Bye.